Hey, Dr. Tom Hanson here at the Playbook Academy. Today we're going to talk a little hitting, tell you how to hit, or at least how hitting works. First we need to do is shrink the field down, shrink the whole playing field of what we're dealing with. So can you control whether or not you get a hit? That's what you want to do, right? Is get a hit. Can you control whether or not you do that? No, everyone that's ever played has hit a ball hard right at somebody, and you're out. Nobody can control exactly where they hit the ball, or there'd be somebody who would never get out, and that certainly doesn't happen. Don't even succeed half the time, so you certainly cannot control it. So we shrink that down now to just you and what you're doing. It's like, well, so I want to put the fat part of the bat in the ball. That's what all the great hitters told me that they were trying to do. Put the fat part of the bat in the ball. You square a ball up. That's with a good swing, you square a ball up and you're giving yourself your best chance. Okay, so let's trace it back. What starts the swing? What starts the whole thing? What is the thing that gets it going? Well, we want to hit the ball on the fat part of the bat. So maybe it's our hands. You trace it back. It's the hands, and the hands are very important. What are the wrists doing there? How do you have them lined up? How are they? Very important. I talked to Hank Aaron. He said, they all want to talk to you about my wrist. They said I was a wrist hitter. And he said, that's not it. Okay, so maybe it's the arms, the position of the arms. Is it extension? No, it's really like more about having this bent elbow in the back here as you're coming through. So is that it? Well, no, that's not it. So maybe it's the hips. The hips need to come before and then just kind of pull that through. And it's a hip thing. Well, no, what starts that? What comes before that? If we're following this link back, what comes before the hips? Well, the load, there's a load. Yeah, so it's the load that starts it. It's like, well, so what starts the load? How do you know what starts the load? Well, your brain. Your brain, right, sends a signal, hey, load. And so you load up. So now let's break it down a little bit. Now it starts to get good. So the brain, you're talking different parts of the brain. If you watch the videos lately, you've seen there's 3 different parts of the brain, or I'm talking about the 3 parts of the brain. And so we got a cortex. Right now I'm pretty much talking with you out of my cortex, but only with my lizard's permission. If I were too nervous to do this, my lizard would shut it down and I wouldn't have access to my cortex. So your cortex does whatever it wants. It's like a little kid, but it has a parent. No, Johnny, put that thing down. You can't do that. So the lizard's sort of like a parent in that regard for the rest of your brain. So if you're saying, okay, see the ball, hit the ball, put the fat part of the bat in the ball, that's what these Hall of Famers are telling me. And when it's going good, that's what it's going. That's what it's doing, right? But if you're choosing to do that, you're choosing to do that with your cortex. Your cortex. And so now it's got to kind of pass through the mammalian brain, but then it's like when the ball is coming, all right, the pitcher loads up. You can start your load with your cortex. Be like, okay, that's what I'm going to load. But when you're hitting your best, you're not really doing that. But you can get by with it if you're struggling, kind of have your B game. It's like, okay, load when he does this. So that's fine. But when push comes to shove, hitting is a reflex. And that's our world of our lizard and on down, really. But just to keep it simple, we'll say it's the lizard. The reptilian brain has to have programs in it that are going to respond the way you want it to respond. So it's all about the programs that are there. What is running, because it's got to happen without thinking. So that means it's got to be below the cortex. So it's got to be into a world that we really can't control directly. So what you really need to do to hit great is to be freed up so that your lizard is saying, hey, perfectly safe here, and giving you total freedom to just react using programs that are saying, you know what, I can hit. Those programs are I can hit, just see it and trust it, boom, then you're in good shape. But if you want to really hit well, you need to have the lizard saying, hey, it's safe to make an out, it's safe to swing and miss. I'm not afraid of that, so you're free to go, you're free to play. So what do you do about that? That's what actually needs to get trained. And all the other stuff is good. It's important. It's not that it's not important. It's just down the link. Like you have a whip or one of those chains. I love the chain to train with. Um, you change the lengths, and that's important, but it's what's the source of it right there. Going right to the source of it here. I put together a program on this that gets in there in a very sneaky way. It's called Effortless Power Hitting, and it can revolutionize your approach to hitting because it trains with all this in mind. It's like, do you disagree with anything that I said so far? Maybe you do, but to me, it's like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. I've kind of studied this for a long time. It's like, well, that's it. So wouldn't we want to be addressing with our practice? Wouldn't we want to addressing this? I say yes, and that's what happens in my Effortless Power Hitting program. So go to effortlesspowerhitting.com and check that out. And if you have that, the other way to go would be my 201 program. It's a lot of tapping that gets in there and does the lizard training that you need to really be who you want to be in that box. So get out there, you lizards. May your lizard feel safe the whole weekend. Thanks.